Uh, yeah. Um, so how's your 2020 been? Yeah, so things have been a little different. Um, this video is going to be all over the place, by the way. I may or may not even edit it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. We're winging things. I heard this quote that was like, anything that's worth doing it's worth half-assing. I'm like, Anyways, that could be like a whole separate video at some point. I mean, man, I don't even really know where to start. I've got like some notes here, but it's literally like one word that I've written down. And I lost my first list. I was taking like a couple of notes of things that I wanted to remember to mention or talk about or whatever. Well, we can talk about this eye makeup. It's a bit of a travesty, but I'm trying to learn. I have, there's a lot of big cars that, or big trucks that go by. They're very loud. Anyways, so I realized that I was looking up eye makeup and how to do eye makeup and how to make it better. And one of the things that they say is that you're supposed to use this like eyeshadow primer. And now it's like painting on my eyes with the eyeshadow. So that looks disastrous. It's fine. Hopefully eventually I'll get a little bit better at it. Or maybe I'll just end up looking like Mimi Bobek. You know, whatever, it's fine. It's an aesthetic. To be honest, she was always a character that I really liked and empathized with. And I didn't really understand why she was supposed to inspire scorn, like just because she dresses crazy and has like the crazy makeup. I mean, for sure, she personality-wise, but I mean, Drew Carey was kind of a terrible character too. I mean, I don't know what kind of a person he is, but like the actor and the character had the same name. So, but we're going to differentiate them for the purpose of that statement. What else? I have this executive dysfunction ? I was reading into this, and I don't necessarily think that it's a thing that I have, or I don't even know if it is a thing that you can have, whatever. But I think that there's a lot of overlap with some of the issues that I have. Just, I don't know. I think that there's some comparisons there. I've been wondering a lot about dopamine. It's a thing that I have been very curious about. Actually, I'm just going to leave a note for myself here. Yes, I'm a very slow typer. Yeah, I mean, basically, I should just close this. There's not really anything useful on there. It's literally just dopamine. Okay, well, what did I want to talk about dopamine? I don't know. I was looking it up before and fell down a rabbit hole. I wonder if maybe I don't have enough dopamine. Or I wonder if maybe none of us have enough dopamine right now. That's why we're all kind of doing the compulsive scrolling and whatnot. I moved. I have uprooted my entire life, and we've moved to a new town. I don't know anybody here. I mean, but so far it's been good for my family. Everybody else is making friends, and everybody else knows people and stuff. And I don't necessarily have an issue not knowing people yet. We only just relocated less than 2 months ago. And sorry, I find it really disconcerting to look at myself in the, what am I, now I'm looking at the camera. Anyways, just regardless, I find it really disconcerting to look at my face while I'm talking. It's weird because then I feel like I'm talking to myself, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But what was I talking about? See, this is why I was looking up executive dysfunction. And it doesn't help that I'm looking out the window right now, and so every time I see something, I'm like, oh, squirrel. Yeah, but anyways, I thought I need to start posting videos again because the community that I spend the most time in is not a physical one. And so if I want to interact with the community, I mean, the best thing I could do is stop lurking and just put things out into the ether. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know how long these specific videos are going to stay up. I generally prefer to have a little bit more of an idea of what I'm talking about before I record. And I like to have a little bit more of an idea of like what I'm going to say. And I like to spend time editing the videos. So sometimes, if I trip over my words, I'll say things twice. Or, I mean, you can see what happens when I just leave these long pauses in here. It's a bit of a train wreck. But I'm trying to, at first I was calling it, at first I was calling this, what would be the word? Unapologetic honesty. And I have since reframed it to being more like unapologetic vulnerability. And so all that means is that like I have known people in my life, like my grandpa. He was a very honest person. And it's not always the best, guys. When you're super honest, sometimes you can hurt people's feelings, and then you're like, oh, I'm just being honest. And so I prefer to reframe it as like a vulnerability thing, because I think that it's more important to just put yourself out there, just in general. And every time that I have done that, every time that I have thoughtfully put myself out there and been vulnerable, even if I haven't loved the outcome, I have been satisfied that I did what I could. That's a whole separate video too. Oh my gosh, like all of these. I'm going to watch this later on and just like make notes about what videos I want to make. And this is what happens. You end up with like those thought webs where you write the thing in the middle and then everything starts shooting out from there and it shoots out from there. And then next thing you know, you've got this fractal of thought. You've gone down 1,000 rabbit holes and it looks more like an anthill. By the way, have you seen when they pour the metal in like an abandoned anthill and then they dig it up and it's like this crazy structure and it's all... Anyways, I sure hope they're abandoned. I mean, I hate ants and I don't want them in my garden, but also like, ugh. Yeah, and I don't know what all I'm going to want to talk about, because things have been weird, man. Things have been weird. And there's some things, like globally, that maybe I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about. And there's things personally that maybe I want to talk about, but maybe I don't want to talk about. And there's just things in the world, like philosophical questions that I really want to talk about, but I don't know if anybody else really wants to listen to that. So I feel like maybe I should make a habit of making the videos more frequent, and then I can get into more of a habit of talking to the camera, and maybe I won't have, like a big laundry list of stuff that I want to talk about each time. Yeah. I don't know. Let's end it here and let's see what happens. And let's all try to have a great day. And try to get on with our lives in whatever this is, right? All right.